Hi, I'm Paul Marsh, and today I'm going to be talking about EasyRoads3D and how to extend your road types to have a multi-lane road. So let's just kick off with a demo. So I'm using the HD add-on pack for EasyRoads. So this gives us a few more road types to play with, but it also breaks the manager. So I've lost my icons. You have to bear with me while I try and figure out which tab I'm supposed to be using. So let's start off with what we're trying to do here. So we've got this road and we want to make another lane basically for this road. So as always, we make sure our road type is selected and we can have a look at that here. So the road type is asphalt dotted advanced, and we can click on road types, which I think is this one. Yeah. Go and find that asphalt dotted advanced, that one. You can see here all the different sort of settings there are for road types. So you can do things like the way the road curves off the edge, or very different shadows and all sorts of different things. But what we're interested in is making the road wider. So the first thing we want to do is to create a new type based on this one. So I'm not a road engineer, so what I'm going to do is just kind of guess. So 8, let's call it 16. Okay, so that's all we've done is we just made the road a bit wider. So let's test this out and see if it's worked. So we come to here, we select our new road type, add a new object, shift click, and there we have our really nicely wide road. Let's just move it above the terrain a bit. So we can see, okay, now the obvious problem with this is it's just got two massively wide lanes now. So what defines a lane? So if we have a look at this, we've got this thing called a road material. And if we go to this material, we can see that it's got an albedo texture here. And if we look at that texture, we can see our kind of two-way road there. So what I've done is I've come in here, we've done our duplicate, which is giving me this road. I've then taken that into Photoshop, so your graphics package of choice. And you can see here that what I've done is I've cut out the middle and then I've duplicated that to the right and to the left, very roughly. And remember, this is just on the albedo channel or texture. And I've saved that off as this thing as a Photoshop file. So you can see the result here. It's, not too bad. I'm not skilled at Photoshop, so, that's okay. And then if we go back to our road, let's get back to our texture. Material. So in the materials, then do the edit duplicate again, and which gives us this dual road material. Drag in the texture we just created in Photoshop. So drag this into here, and that gives us this. Okay. So let's go back to our road, and let's use this new dual road material. And there we have it. There's our dual road material. Now, as you can see, it's a little bit kind of blurry, a bit fat. Now, what's happened here is if you look on our materials, because I've duplicated or doubled the width or doubled the size of the texture, I haven't really taken into account the fact that it's just kind of scaled badly. So we can go to the albedo and we can go to the tiling and we can just half this. And that gives us back something, like what we want. So that looks pretty good. The eagle-eyed amongst you might notice where the old line is through the middle here. So these is what I was talking about earlier. These are the specular textures here and the bump map here. These are reflecting the light and bringing back the old inner line. It's quite a nice effect. It's like it's been overpainted, but that's not what we want. So if you wanted to do a really good job of that, you need to go in and edit these other textures too. But generally speaking, it's not a bad kind of a road. Now, we've done that on a per road basis, change that texture. So in order to make this a little bit better for use further down the line, what we want to do is go back to the road types. And road types. Get our road type we just created back, and we want to make this a slightly more permanent change. So we go back to the textures, make sure we use dual road from now on. So hopefully if we come back here now and we select to create a new road again, add new road, shift click, whoops, if I come off that, oops, shift click, and it's dug itself into the terrain again. But basically there's our road, and we can carry on building more and more of these as we see fit, as we need. So hopefully that's hopefully that's been a bit very kind of whistle stop tour about how to very simply create a multi-lane road. If you wanted to have more lanes in it, then you just use the same kind of idea, just create more wider roads, change your textures, put more lanes in, whatever kind of lane structure that you want in there. So yeah, hopefully you found that helpful. Okay, thanks.